Now you can start.
Good morning. Good morning, all the participants. Uh, yesterday we have discussed the statistical functions. We have discussed how we can use different statistical formulas for doing the statistical calculation. Also, we have learned how we can use the data analysis toolpath. So using that, we have seen how we can bring the descriptive statistics in place for one variable or multiple variables at the same time within and a very less time. So that we have seen. However, we have also seen that when we are doing it for the using the formula, if there is any change in the data, the results will be reflected immediately. However, if we are doing it using the descriptive statistics or data analysis toolpath, in that case, in that case, your the data, the results will not get updated automatically. You have to recalculate it. Okay, so that part we have seen. We also work with the correlation part, that is finding the correlation between the different variables related to trying to find out whether those are related to each other or not. And if those are related to each other, then to what extent these are related and so on. So these things we have discussed. For the correlation also, we have seen that we can do it using a function, statistical function, that is correl. And also using analysis toolpath, we can apply this. And so if the correlation value is closer to 0, it shows a weak correlation. And when it is close to 1, it shows strong correlation. It can be a positive correlation and negative correlation as well. So whatever it is, if it is close to 1, it shows strong correlation. If it is a positive correlation, it means both the values will increase or decrease simultaneously with respect to each other. And if it is a negative correlation, it means they will go opposite. It means if one value is increasing, the other variable's value will decrease. So this part we have discussed with the correlation thing. And then next we have discussed the regression analysis with some simple data. So here we have tried to do this to find if the advertisement cost and packaging cost have a strong impact on the quantity sold and whether it varies with it or not. So that part we can find out with the help of your regression analysis. So it is linear regression analysis that we have done. So we consider the equation like y is equal to mx plus c, the standard one. And if multiple variables are there, in that case, c1, x1, c2, x2, or like this. So this way we have this way we have build a model here, and here we are considering the example that we took yesterday, that is advertisement cost and packaging cost are the independent variables, and then quantity sold is the dependent variable. So this is the model that we have created. Now with this, just 1 second, excuse me for that. Sorry. So we have discussed, yes, we created this model y is equal to c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus c is a constant. And here y is the dependent variable and x1 and x2 are the independent variables. So we are trying to find out that to what extent this advertisement cost and packaging cost depends on, has impact on the quantity sold. So for that, we have applied the regression analysis on that. So our Y range, as we have identified already here, as you can see it on the screen. We have identified which is our Y variable and which one is X range. So accordingly, the data has been selected, and when I selected data, I also included the headers. So that is why the labels we have to tick. Then where do you want to display the results? That cell address you need to provide. And after that, you also need to select the residual plots. And if you want the graph, you can take these. Now, once you execute this kind of result you will be getting, which we have discussed in details yesterday. That is, in this we get one value, that is R square. This R square represents the reliability of the model. And with this, we are getting the data that is on which the regression has been run. Shows that the reliability is coming as 11%. That means it is not so reliable. It also means that X1 and X2 are not sufficient enough to describe the quantity sold. That is, because of this, the quantity sold is increasing or decreasing. So it means there are more variables that needs to be considered for this analysis. Now, when the number of variables increase, the R square value will also increase. That is why adjusted R square is a standardized value which gives the result, which gives the reliability, that percentage or that indication on the basis in a standardized way. So even if the number of variables increase a lot, even in that case, this will always provide a standard result. So when large number of variables are considered, we generally take adjusted R square as a standard. And then the next value in the ANOVA table, we get to know that whether the model that we are considering is significant or not. So as we have already checked that reliability is coming as 11%, here the significance F is actually representing the p-value. And p-value should be less than 0.05 to have the model significant. So here our p-value is 0.583, which is much more than 0.05. So this is another indicator that this model is insignificant. Insignificant means that the variables that has been considered in the analysis are not sufficient enough to describe the dependent variable. So this outcome is again in line with this particular result. So we understand from this also that we are going in the right direction. Next thing is another portion of the table that we get. It shows the coefficients and especially the p-values. Now, in this case, as it is insignificant, so we cannot go further for this p-value much, but it may happen, suppose there are 20 variables that you have taken for analysis, and you find that there are certain variables which are insignificant and your reliability is coming as, say, suppose 60%. So from this table, you can check the p-values of those variables, and for some variables, you will find that some are not as per the standard p-value, that is not less than 0.05. So in that case, you can remove those variables and can re-execute the regression with the remaining variables. In that case, you will see the reliability of the model will also increase. It will be significant and you will get a better model. So for that purpose, this p-value column is used. And these are the coefficients C1 and C2. And so using this value, if we create the regression equation, so it is this, like I've just replaced the values of intercept and the coefficient. So whatever the value we have got, if we replace those over here, so in this particular equation, in that case, you will get the result like this. Okay, so this is how this equation has been formed, that is C1 x1 plus C2 x2 plus the intercept. So that I have given to show you that from this we can form our own regression equation. And then the table that we get, that is residual output. This is the predicted value. So predicted value means that for the current term, whatever the sales quantity we had, this analysis will show you the predicted value for the next term. So if this is representing the current month's data, so for the next month, what will be the quantity sold? That prediction we can get from the residual output table. So here you can see in the label itself, it is written predicted quantity sold, and here we get these values, and the second column that we have is the residuals. Now this residuals is an indicator that whether there will be a surplus of the stock for that particular item or there will be some deficit. So from this we can easily understand whether we need to stock in more quantity of a particular item or not for the next month. So for that comparison and analyzing this table, I copied this actual quantity sold from the master table here just to keep it side by side for the ease of discussion. So our current month sale is 3,45,000. However, it is predicted that the next month it would be 4 lakhs, approximately 4 lakhs. So it means there will be an increase in the sales. So it means there will be a deficit of the stock by 55,000. So you need to look into that. Another example is for P4, like here my current month sales is 15,40,000, and in the next month it is going to be about around 4 lakh less. So it means what? That there is a tremendous reduction in the sales quantity sold, and you can see here it is showing the positive value, the residual. That is approximately 11 lakh something. So it means that there will be a surplus stock for P4. So what can be done is the items which are having surplus, the resources can be moved from that particular item and resources can be spent for the other items for which we do not have this money. We have the more demand in the next month. So that way reallocation of the resources can be done, the fund movement can be done and helps us to do the better planning. All right, so this part we have discussed yesterday. If you have any queries, or any question, you can post it. Then I will go ahead with the next topic. So do you have any query, anything you want to say? Just waiting for your reply in the chat box. Just see if you want to say something, put it in the chat box. Also, I asked you to go through the syllabus and find out something if you want me to discuss or something. Okay, so no more, no questions as such. So more or less, a lot of things in Excel has been discussed. So yesterday, as I was telling, that almost your syllabus for Excel is completed. So what I can do is today, I can introduce you to one topic. That is, it is not explicitly mentioned in your syllabus, but I think you will find it very useful and it is useful and important and interesting to learn. So if you want, that's why I didn't write anything for today's discussion. And after this, we will do the revision of it. So today, can I discuss something which is beyond the syllabus? I was thinking about discussing the VBA coding a little bit today so that you at least get introduced to the idea so that if required, you can develop your skills in this particular area as well. So at least you have some exposure to it so that whenever required, you can utilize it for your work. Okay, so is it okay with you? That would be very advanced level feature using which you can create your own modules. Like in your syllabus, you are having macros. So we have done the macro with built-in features. If you remember that time also I mentioned that is a built-in feature, using built-in feature we are doing it, but we can create our own things as well, right? So few very simple basic level examples I will pick up just to make you understand the concept and then do the work. Okay. So I am going ahead with that. Okay, Anuj, thank you for responding. So let us start with that. Now, in order to work with VBA coding, what we need to do is we need to use this developer tab. Okay. In my system, as I do it more or less so regularly. So if in your system it is not enabled the developer tab, you have to go to File, Options, and from here you have to click on Customize ribbon. All right. And from here you can see this developer tab is there, right? Sometimes it is not there. See, developer tab is not there if you are not using it regularly. Okay. Fine. So in order to enable it, you need to go to, I'm just writing the step here, File. You need to go to Options. You need to click on Customize ribbon. And from there, you need to enable the developer tab. All right. So this is something that you need to do to enable it. Fine. So File, Options, Customize ribbon. And from the tabs, you need to click on this developer tab. Okay. And click OK. So you will get this developer tab. Fine. I hope this part is okay. Okay. Next. Suppose. Okay, let us first see with which things or which part we will be working. There are a lot of things available here. We will be first simply working with few buttons. Okay. So you have to click on Insert. And here we are bringing this ActiveX control. Okay, we are going to work with this ActiveX controls and using this we are going to work. So I'm going to bring only this button from here and against this I'm going to write some function. So suppose I want to write a welcome message. Okay, so I take this, click on this and just simply draw the button over here. Okay, so we get a command button here. And you can see immediately the design mode got on. Fine. Please see this carefully. And I will just once again repeat it once I complete this discussion. So what I did, insert ActiveX controls command button and draw it just like in Paint you do. Similarly, just simply draw it here. Okay. Now click on properties. Now on this properties, when you click on this properties, it will show you this kind of, you can say properties window. On this, you can set the properties for this particular button. Now, lot of properties are there. If you see, there are some common properties we will be working with. But be very, very careful that you do not touch the first one, that is name. This name, command button 1 is the default name through which the code, this program or the software will call this particular button. You can change it, but in that case, you should have little more knowledge about it. So right now, in the beginning, do not touch this. Let it be as it is. Okay. Now, the first thing that I can change is the from all these back color. Suppose I want to change the color of the button. I can do it from here. Can you see the change, the color that has changed here of the button? Right? So this is one part. Next is you can change the caption. Caption means the label on the button. So here I want to write, say, welcome message. Okay. So it's a big caption I have written. So what can I do? I can increase the size like this. Right? Okay. Next, font. If you want to change the font style, you can change it from here. Okay, so you can see this, whatever this kind of simple, these kind of things, if you want to do, you can do it on this. Next is forecolor. What is forecolor? Forecolor represents your font color. Okay, so if there is anything you want to change, for all the options, it will not be available. For certain things, it will be available. So if it is available, you change it. If it is not available, it means you have to accept it as it is. So it is not available. So I cannot change the forecolor for this. Now, if you want to bring some picture on the button, you can bring that also. So it means now you understand a lot of different type of things. You can, I don't know what picture it is and where it is. I don't remember what picture it is, but chalo, I have tried to put something. If it is compatible, it will show it here. Yes, something has come here, right? So if this kind of picture you want to place, you can do that. Fine. Anyway, so I want to remove this. It's not looking good at all. So I'm just removing it. Okay. So there are so many things you can see. So what I did, which things I have changed, back color, and I have changed the caption. I have changed the font and the font color. That's it. Okay, so these 3-4 formatting things I have done. So this is about the formatting part. So whatever object you bring from the insert mode, from ActiveX control, you can apply the formatting on that. Now see, this design mode is the one when you are doing or applying all these properties. But if the design mode is off, in that case, you are actually in the execution mode. Can you see right now? I can click on this, but my arrow is not coming. But if I just switch off the design mode, see now the arrow is coming. Now I'm able to click the button. You understand this? I hope you understand this. Design mode is a toggle button. When it is enabled, you are able to design your button. But if this is off, you are in execution mode. Okay, so when we write the code against it, our design mode should be off, and then when we click, the code should work. Take, is it okay up to this, whatever I have said? Is it okay up to this, whatever I have done? Just give me a quick yes or this in the message. Up to this, is it okay? Okay. Now, next. Now I'm going to write some code against it. So I need to click on the design mode so that my button is, I can select the button. Now click on view code. Okay. Click on view code. So now see, we are right now in the view code window, and now we need to see the file is so big. I'm having so many sheets here. So that's why the whole sheets, all the sheets are listed here. And then this part has come. Right now I am in sheet 1, this one, and here I'm writing the code, but it is a little confusing where to write, what to write. Let me close this. What other thing I can do? I want to write a code against this particular button, right? So I can simply double click on this and see. You see this, right? So when I double click on a particular button, so automatically it is creating a function window for me. And here directly I can write my function. Okay. So this private sub command button 1 underscore click. Now, do you remember I said that when you are with this, the properties, the first one you should not edit because it understands the object with this name. At least till you have, you're confident about doing it. So right now, see the default name is what? Command button 1, no space in between, right? And just now see the code. Go to the code window and see. This is showing command button 1, right? So that's why this name is important, the object name. When we write the code, it automatically calls that object through this particular name. So that's why it is very important. And you cannot you should not make the changes over there unless you are very clear about that what you are doing. So I am taking the default ones. Underscore click. Click is representing the event against which this particular function will get triggered. So when command button 1 is clicked, then whatever we write here inside, this will be executed. There are various types of events, like say it can be for click, it can be for double click, it can be for key down, key press, it can be for mouse down, mouse move, mouse up, and so on. Right now, we are going to work only with the click or double click option. That's it. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I just want to display a message box. So what I wrote MSG box. In MSG box, if I write, I'm just writing welcome to VBA coding. Sorry, my caps lock is on. So very amazing kind of combination came up. So I'm just making it normal. Welcome to VBA coding. Right? See. So what I wrote, I just simply wrote welcome to VBA coding. Right? Just trying to see if actually, I was just seeing that if I can increase the font size here, it's not possible. If I put it in Word file, I think this will be easier for you to read on the screen. So I'm just putting it there also for your reference so that you can read it clearly. Now see, I hope now it is clear to you that what I'm writing there is so small font, I even can't see clearly. Okay. Please don't go to those grammar check. Okay. So you can see it's a function that we are creating and the code, just a simple code line I have written MSG box space within double quotes, welcome to VBA coding. All right. Okay. Is it okay? So once you have written the code, see such a simple code I have written, and now I just click on cross button this, and I'm just closing this code window. Okay. And now I have to switch off the design mode also, because if I again click on this, it will take me to the code window. So just close this. Now it is in execution mode. Now say I click on this. Can you see this message box? So whenever I click on the button, I'm going to get this message. You understand this? Fine. I hope you like this. So just tell me if it is okay. A simple message I wrote and just I have displayed it using your MSG box. Our VBA coding is not case sensitive. Okay. VBA coding is not case sensitive. VBA is not case sensitive. So you can write it in any way, capital letter, small letter, and whatever you like, you can. It follows the Visual Basic or the basic language rules. There was a language and It's a very old language, but in VBA coding this is used, and it is very, very simple and easy to learn. Basic language is used here, very user friendly and simple to learn. Okay, so you don't need any programming background for using this kind of coding. It's a very simple one, just few basic rules of programming you should know, and then you can utilize it the way you want. Okay, so it is not very complicated to write your codes using VB coding lab and VBA. Fine. Now, next is in this, you have to use the indentation. It is not a very tightly bound language, but you have to use some indentation as and when needed. So that I will explain as we move on into the discussion. Acha. Now, next part, I hope up to this it is clear. Now, I am going to, once again, I'm going to this view code part. And now, did you notice that when I chose this MSG box, this particular, this function, this tooltip, or you can say this message tooltip is coming, MSG box, and in bracket, all these different parameters are coming. Now, when we say, if we suppose take a bracket, now the default one, the most simple message box I have used with OK button. But suppose I want little more. I want that there I will get a button with say VB OK, cancel, or VB OK only, which is the default one, or VB yes, no, VB yes, no, cancel. If this kind of something we want to use, right? So in that case, we can choose the buttons from here itself. So here, a lot of coding you don't need to remember, but what you need to do is you can just select from here and go ahead with the work. So suppose if I take VB yes, no. Okay, so it will give me a box with two buttons, yes, no. So whichever I click accordingly, I can do some work. Now next, title. The title of the box earlier was the default one, but suppose I want to give my own title. So I want to write, say I am writing this code. Say this is my title. Fine. And that's it. Say this much I want to display. So now why it is giving me an error? If there is an error, it brings it in, automatically converts it into red color. And why is it giving me error? Any idea? It has something to do with this. VB yes, no. Can anyone guess why is this giving error? Any guess? Any wild guess? It's not that you have to be always perfectly correct. If you just any wild guess, just give some answer for this, that why this error is coming. And just one hint that it has something to do with VB yes, no. So whatever comes to your mind in this regard, you can write. Anything? Okay, no one is responding. Maybe you're very new to this. Anyway, no problem. Here, when we are taking VB yes, no option, that also means that yes or no. That means user will click two buttons, either yes or no. So user has clicked on which button? That has to be captured. So it means there is a return value for this particular message box. So we need to write, suppose M is equal to this, something like this we need to write. It means this message box is going to return a value. Okay, so it is M equals to MSG box. As soon as I wrote that, that red color is gone. Now this M is what? This M is a variable. It is like in algebra we do na, let X is equal to this. So it is like this MSG box is going to take the user's choice of the button yes or no. So whatever the user enters, if user clicks yes button, that value will be stored in M. If the user clicks on no button, that value also will be stored in M. So, okay, is that okay up to this? Yes, Anuj, very correct. So now you have understood. So now this M value is what? So I want to capture it and I want to understand whether it is yes or no. So when I'm saying, say, welcome to VBA coding, welcome to VBA coding, and then I'm writing, say, do you want to continue? And for that, actually, I'm taking the user's response, yes or no, right? So if the user has clicked yes, so in that case, I want to give another message for it. And if the user has clicked no, I want to give another message. Okay. So if M is equal to VB yes, then give a indentation, one tab button. Then say once again, I'm giving just right now, I'm working only with the message boxes. I'm just writing create and show you will develop apps. Okay, so this is one message I have written for those who have selected yes button. If it is something else, then equal to VB no, then what I did. Oh. So if the user has entered VB no, then now I want to display, say, I'm writing, say, don't be scared of coding. It's fun. Explore it. Say such little encouraging words I want to write for those who want to say that no, they don't want to do the coding part. Okay. So now see, what have I added? So I have now modified the function to this. What is it? Let me bring it on a Word file. So okay. So now what I have done here. Okay. So I hope you are able to understand. This is just one single line. So MSG box and within bracket, this is the message that I have written. Welcome to VBA coding. Do you want to continue? Second parameter I have written as VB yes, no. So the user will get two buttons, yes or no. And then this is the title. I am writing this code. This is my title of the box. So we will check it. If the user has clicked on yes button, then we want to give welcome the person. So I have written if M equals to VB yes. It is a reserved word. This we cannot change. If M is VB yes, then give a message that that great, I'm sure you will develop apps. And else, if M is VB no, if the user has clicked on no button, then I want to write that don't be scared of coding. It's fun exploring. And once this part is done, we need to write end if. That means this if statement is now completed here. It is a loosely bound language. So there is a lot of flexibility over here. And so so here we need to use the indentation to signify that this MSG box is within this if. If I start it from the beginning, if I don't give this gap, this coding will not be able to understand that is this MSG box is within if statement. In Excel, you have worked with if function, right? So that same concept is used here. We are writing if No need to give bracket, comma, or all those things is not there. In fact, writing this is much easier. You just are writing it just as the simple statement. Oh, the only thing is you have to write it in different lines properly and maintain the indentation. So if M equals to VB, yes, then message box, I'm doing whatever I want, that is will be written here. Else if M equals to VB, no, then we can, what we want to write, that will be written here. Okay, it is coming in the next line just because of the font size. Otherwise, I have written it in a single line only. Okay, so if I bring it in, if I reduce the font size, so you'll be able to see that it's a single line code. I hope this is, you are able to see this. Actually, this is the way the code has been written. I hope just have a look at this carefully and just tell me if it is clear to you. Actually, this is the way of the writing the code. Okay. Fine. So there is some spelling mistakes. I'm just correcting that. Weird. And this O, I'm making it small, and that's it. Okay. Is this clear? Let me know, please. If this part is clear, then I proceed further. I close this, and now when I execute this, see, it is giving me, you can see this, I am writing this code is in the title. Welcome to the coding. Do you want to continue is here? Yes or no? Two buttons are there. If I press yes, it is giving me another message. Great. I'm sure you will develop apps. Once again, I click on this and now I click on no. So I'm getting that other message. Don't be scared of coding. It's fun. Explore it. Fine. So just tell me if this much is okay. So if you want, you can just have a look at the code little more and just absorb this. Then I will go ahead with a little more work on this. Please see this code, note it down or take the screenshot. And if anything you want to ask, please ask. Okay, so I hope you have understood, gone through the code in detail. So is it okay? So can I proceed for the little more on this next part? Anything? Okay, Anuj has posted something. So this code was written in such a way that if we press yes, a message will appear, and if we press no, some other message will appear. Yes. Yes, Anuj, you're right. So because right now nothing else we have done in the coding part yet. So that is why I have written a very simple code, just doing it with the messages. Okay, so I go ahead. Yes, Monica, thank you. So I go ahead with the next part now. Suppose a simple thing. I don't have a cancel. I have not put the cancel button here. Now next, say again, another thing, suppose I want to find out, I've taken another button now, so I will be writing another code now, simple code with these buttons only. First I'm doing. So I go to properties and what should I do? Let me do some calculation on this, right? Suppose we take the take input the suppose we take input the price of a product and the quantity purchased, and then we want to calculate the final amount. Okay, so I want to take the sum, say suppose amount payable calculation. Okay, amount payable. So we are trying to calculate the amount payable for this. So little background color, I love to work with some colors. So not black color, it's not taking up low. So it has locked the color now, so not allowing me to make changes in the color. So okay. Now what to do? It's not allowing. So anyway, so I come to this and how much changes it is allowing me. So I come to this and I am going to view code. So now the next not again, I have to write the whole line. So what I should do, I should double click on this. So in that case, it will automatically create a place for me where I can write the code. So what I want to do now is I want to calculate the amount payable. So what is my question? Let me write that at first so that you understand it. So what I am trying to do, I will ask user to input price and quantity to be purchased. Okay, then calculate and display the amount payable. So this is what I am trying to do. So for this question, I am going to use a input box. Another kind of message box I am going to use, not exactly message box, but it is called input box. That means we are trying to take values from the user. Okay, so I am going to use a box called input box. Okay, so let me write the code now. So I need to, so when I'm taking some input, in that case, obviously, I will be getting return, it will return the value, and whatever user has typed, I have to store that value. So I'm writing P, suppose P is the price, equals to input box. And within bracket, I'm writing enter the price of the product. Okay. So this is what I'm asking the user to enter. And similarly, once the user has entered the price, I also want the user to enter the quantity. So I write Q equals to, once again, I'm writing, say, input box, enter the quantity to be purchased. Okay, so these are the two things I have given, and then I want to calculate the total amount payable. So say how to calculate that? A is equal to P into Q. Right? And then in the message box, I want to display the amount payable is ampersand sign is for concatenation, and then I'm writing A. So let us see if this works. Okay, so let me first execute it and let's see what result we are getting. So I save this and now I switch off the design mode. So now I am in the execution mode. So I click on amount payable. So enter the price of the product, suppose 5 rupees. Enter the quantity to be purchased, suppose 10. So 10 into 5, answer should be 50. So can you see the answer? The amount payable is 50. Okay. So once again, see first the result, amount payable button is clicked. Enter the price of the product. I'm entering 500 rupees. Quantity to be purchased, I'm writing say 3489. And this is the amount payable. Okay, so you can try to use the calculator and see if the result is fine. Okay, so are you able to understand the output that I have tried to generate? Okay, so this kind of work I want to do in Excel. So for this, what I did, I'm just bringing the coding here. And I have not put any title to the box and so on. So now you can see it's a simple code, very simple code. Just I have taken two input boxes. In one, I have asked the user to enter the price of the product. In another one, I asked the quantity to be purchased. Just simply multiplied these and calculated the value in a variable and then displayed it over here along with a concatenation sign. Is this okay? Just check this part. Okay, so if you have any question in this regard, please post it. Yes, Anuj. Try to understand the code, how I am writing, because this is very simple code I am writing, but you need to understand that how you can write these. Once you understand, you can utilize it for your own work. You can create your own formulas and write it here. You can give it in your own ways and do it. So you can customize it the way you want. As you are doing it for the first time, so I am introducing you slowly to this in a simple way as far as I can think about it. I hope that you find this simple and understandable. So what about others? Is it okay? Are you okay with this? Shall I proceed further for the next one? Here this ampersand sign, this and sign is acting as the concatenation sign. Okay, because here what I am doing, I am clubbing the two things together. I am giving a fixed message and then I am giving a variable's value. So here that is why I need to club it with a ampersand sign. Here you can see this is a fixed message. Within double quotes, whatever we write, it's a fixed message. In the earlier example also, within double quotes, whatever we wrote is a fixed message, right? So whatever you want, you can write that over there. This will be displayed as it is on the screen. Okay, but I need to display the amount payable also. That's a variable. So that is why, as I need to join the two things together, this ampersand sign is acting as the concatenation character here. All right. So if any query you have, anything you're not fail to understand, please ask. I hope this is clear. So let us just edit or modify it as a small part of practice. Let us edit or modify it for applying some discount also on this. Okay, so suppose you want to apply some discount on this. Apply discount of say 5% and then calculate and display the respective values. Okay, so let us edit this little bit more. So this is the amount payable is this. And then suppose this, so we now we want to apply the discount on this. So I want to calculate the discounted amount. So DA equals to I can write A into 0.95 so that I get the discount amount after applying the discount, right? So here I can write, I can add the message or I can give another message box for doing this. So I can put it separately in two boxes or within the same also I can club and display. The amount payable after discount of 5% is, and then here I can write DA. Okay, so this, let me edit it in the coding and here I will display the result. Okay, so I just entered that data here, switched off the design mode and I enter price of the product is say 100 rupees and the quantity purchased is 20 units. Amount payable is 2000 and amount payable after discount is 1900. Okay, so just check the code. So gradually in this manner, you can keep on changing the code and accordingly you can write the code that you need for your work. Just changing this to bring it little on the. Now I hope it would be clear and good. Now the whole thing is on the same screen in front of you. You can keep a screenshot of this also. So this is what I have done for calculating the, when I asked the user to input price and quantity. So it is showing the amount payable and then I'm applying 5% discount on it and calculate the risk and displaying the final amount payable after discount. Similarly, if you want to display the discount amount, you can add that also, right? Is this clear? If there is any query, please ask. Is this part clear? Discount calculation. No, after the amount being paid, it is calculating the, telling you the total amount payable and after discount, the net amount payable. It is showing you both the values one after the other. Here we are calculating the amount payable in A. So it is this. And then if you want, I can also maintain it in this way. If you find it a little confusing, you can write it this way also. So the amount payable is this. Then I'm calculating the net amount payable. So the amount payable after the discount of 5% is DA because I am multiplying it with 0.95. So that is the net amount payable after the discount. Okay. Is it okay after this? Is it fine? Shall I proceed? The next part is, suppose here Till now, what I have done, I am taking the data from the user. I am calculating these, and again I am displaying the results through the message box, right? However, suppose on the sheet itself, I have the data that I want to pick up, and then accordingly, I want to display the amount. Okay, like say on the worksheet itself, I'm having here, say the say product ID. I have the first I'm taking the price, right? Price and the quantity to be purchased, right? And here I want to display the amount payable. Fine. So this is what I am trying to do here. And I want to no. I want to go to where it's just selecting this. And to go to pay special. And to display it like this. Yeah. Okay, so suppose these are the, this is how I am preparing my sheet, say, and then when the button is clicked, it will calculate, show the amount payable here. Okay, और ये amount payable, discount, and then net amount payable. Is this clear? So till now, what I have done is just I'm using the message boxes, but suppose no, I want to do it with the help of the button. Okay, because we all need to learn that how we can pick up the data which is present on the worksheet, and then how can we can also do the calculation and send it back to the worksheet, isn't it? We should be able to handle the data. Put coding using checkbox code. No, not going for the other options of the form, because this is the first time and many people do not money. It is the first time people are doing. So I'm doing the things in one class to some extent so that you can handle the worksheet data also. So I will try at the end if I can add that in the discussion. So this is the product ID. Now I'm using a little bit color coding, that is the values which I will be taking from the user. This is in white, and these are the values that, yeah, this is also white, and these are the values that I will be calculating with the help of the formula. Okay. Acha, suppose you do not want to disclose the discount percentage, and it will be a fixed percentage that will be the part of the coding. Okay, so here whatever code you write doesn't matter. We are writing the price. Suppose say whatever price you write, whatever you are writing here, when you click on the amount payable, or suppose you are clicking on another button, say calculate, and then all these things will be done. Okay, so I am going to developer tab, insert, move, insert, and bringing another button for it. And for this button, I set the label as calculate. Okay, so this is going to give me, when I click on calculate, it will calculate the amount and show it in the cells. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. Am I clear? This amount payable right now, just we did it earlier, right now we don't need it. Say in case of this, we are taking it from input box. Now on the worksheet itself, the amounts will be entered, and from there, when we click on this calculate button, it will calculate the amount payable, discount, and the net payable amount. However, the discount will be set through the code. We are not writing it anywhere. Over here is a fixed amount, say 5%. Sorry, I have to save it as the your macro enabled file, otherwise this will not work. Okay, so I'm writing the code now. I hope what I'm trying to do is clear to you. First, the question should be clear to you, right? I hope the question is clear to you. Please respond. Is the question clear to you what I'm going to do with this part now? Is the question clear? Okay, yes, one person has responded. Okay, thank you for that also. So now I double click on this and I am here now for writing the code. Now, in order to pick up the value from a cell in Excel, we need to use range function. Okay, like in Excel itself, on the worksheet itself, when you try to write or pick the data from another cell, what you write, you just write equals to this particular cell address, right? So your formula is just the cell address. When you are using it for XM for this VBA coding, in that case, you need to write range function. Okay, so I need to pick up at first the value of price and quantity into variables. My price is in cell B7 and quantity is in cell B8. Okay, so I'm writing here, say P equals to range B7 and Q equals to range within double quotes B8. Okay, so what it does, what it is doing, this range function is picking up the, it is picking up the values in those two cells. Okay, so this is how I can pick up the value from the Excel sheet. Fine, I hope this is clear. Showing it to you on the Word file. So when you are writing this range B7, this cell address when you are writing, so it is referring to the data which is stored in that particular cell. You can also use it to refer to cell range. Okay. Fine. So this is how we can pick up the data from Excel sheet. And then we need to write further. So what we want to do, we want to calculate the amount payable. So I am using this function A is equal to P into Q, right? And discount we want to apply. So discount amount, discount also I want to calculate, and I want to calculate the net amount payable after the discount also, right? So I am giving 0.05. This is the discount amount, and my net payable amount, net amount is equal to, again I am recalculating it, 0.95. Okay, now I need to send this data to those cell addresses. So what I need to do now, range, I will show you the code and then we can discuss so that you understand. My target cell address is B9, B10 and B11. So I'm just writing those cell addresses here. B9 equals to amount. B10 equals to discount and range B11 equals to NA. So these are the different variables which will be doing the calculation. Okay. So let me just copy this function for you and bring it here so that in Word you can see it clearly. So just have a look at the function. that I have written and try to understand it at first. What I have done here, I used a little bit color code so that you understand it well. Just see. This A is the amount payable which I am transferring in this particular cell. This D is the discount amount which I am transferring to the range B10 cell. And NA is the net amount which I am transferring to cell address B11. From Excel worksheet, if you want to pick up a value or you want to transfer some data to that particular cell address, you need to use the range function. So when I'm writing range B7, so he means that whatever data is stored there, that data is copied in variable P. Similarly, cell B8 data is copied in Q. Now I am doing all the calculation using the variables, right? Now, after that, whatever result I have calculated, I am transferring that to these cell addresses. Okay, so let us now execute the function once and see how it is working. So I have written price here, quantity here, and I click on calculate now. Okay, of course, I need to switch off the design mode so that it is in execution mode. See my mouse pointer. Can you see this? And now, interesting part is we do not have any functions showing here. Understand? Can you see this? If I double click on this, there is no function for this. No function for it. Okay. So if I'm making some changes here, suppose 210, result will not be recalculated. You again have to click calculate and see the changes. So it is not function based. It means if you are giving this sheet even for some other data entry operator, they will not get to know what formula you have used for your calculation. That formula will stay hidden, right? Whatever you have written, that is in the code. You will create the template and give it to the end user, to the operators who will be making the entries, and they will not know what is the logic behind or how you are calculating a particular value. Understood? So this is how it brings us some benefit, and it helps us also to hide our own calculation secrets and those things. I don't want to disclose how much rate or how I'm calculating the discount and all. There may be here I have done very simple calculation to show you, but there may be some different type of formulas or from various sources some values are coming which collectively are calculating the discount. So those things I do not want to be reflected outside, but I just want it to be done properly, done through the button function. Now, okay, is this clear? Are you finding it interesting and useful for your work? Do you think you will be able to utilize this kind of thing? I stop here for a few minutes, just a minute or two. You please reflect on whatever we have discussed till now. If you have any question, please clarify that. And then I proceed further with, I will try to do some more calculation, and also I will try to show you the one financial function also here. So here itself also you can utilize your Excel sheet functions and use it for your work. Okay. So you have all these functions with you. This is the first one that we did. Simple message boxes. Okay. Second, we have done the calculation, simple calculation of the amount payable, discount values through the boxes only. That is taking the input from the user and then also displaying the results to the user through message box. All right. Then we are working with how we can pick up the data stored on the worksheet, work on it, and then again recalculate or do some calculations and then send it back on the worksheet. And we do not want to display the formula over there, right? It will only be showing the values, not the formula there. So it's up to you how you want it to be calculated. So waiting for your questions. Stopping for 2 minutes now. So please reflect on these. I hope you have taken all the required screenshots. Please reflect on that, and then we will go ahead with some financial function application here. Okay. Okay, so is there any question? No questions. Okay. So let us do a little bit of some function application with this. Okay. Suppose some okay, so some assets are there, same, and some values are given, and you need to find out the total value of the asset. Right? So this you need to do. So let me just randomly some data I'm typing. So machinery and furniture is for sale. So here in this, we want to calculate what is the total value of the stock. So I go to developer, insert, take one button, just going to properties, action, calculate. No, not with this. So we need to increase the button size here because my font size is quite big. So I'm putting it here. So when I click on calculate button, so it will calculate the total here. Okay. So I double click on this. Now, in order to work with this, say I'm writing, what is it? Total asset. So TA equals to, I can use one special thing called worksheet functions dot. When you write worksheet function dot, it will give you the list of all the Excel functions which you can use on Excel sheet. Okay, so we had a function called sum, right? So let me try to get, if yes, we have seen sum function, right? So I can take this and here now I can give the range of the cells. So let me write it and then I will explain the code. So it is from B19 to B21. So B19, colon sign, B21, double quotes close and done. So with this, you can see that I am capturing the range of data from this. Like I am not taking one cell address only, but I am picking up the series of data together. Okay, so for that in Excel, what we used to do, we used to give the start cell address, colon sign, and the end cell address, right? So here what I am doing, here I am going to use the same format in the function, but of course we need to use it within the range function. Okay, so here you can see what I have written. I have written a range within double quotes. I have written B19 colon B21. And now this result I want to display in which cell? I want to display it in B23. So I can write here range B23 equals to TA. So just see what I have written. I am bringing it to the Word file so that you can see this. So just see this code that I have written for this particular work. This was the question. Okay, so I want to calculate the total asset value from the range of the assets that has been given. So what I have to do, I have to use a function called worksheet function. And it's an object here, worksheet function dot. When you give dot, it will display the list of all the functions that you have used in Excel. So all these functions we can use here. And so so here we can give this some function and here within this range we can give. Okay, so what I did, I use worksheet function dot sum, and then using this range, I have selected the data range that I want to add, and this variable, this data, this sum, I'm keeping in the variable TA, and then I'm transferring it in the cell address B23 in this manner. Is it okay? Just see. Okay, so I'm going to now execute this. So now when I calculate, see, it's coming. Okay, so if I make any changes here, if anything, any changes I am making over here, I again need to calculate and it will recalculate and give us the results. Okay, however, in the cell itself, we do not have any formula. So if there is any formula, we can check that. It's not there, it is in the code. So when you are creating a template out of it and sharing, your formula won't be visible. So how you are calculating it, that part nobody will know. And in the code part, you can see whatever if you want to use the existing functions. So in that case, you can utilize those functions using worksheet function dot and then the function name this way. Okay. Is this clear? Please check this and send me your query if you want, if you have any question. If you understand that also, please mention. So now, if this part is clear, can you try to write this particular function and write the code in the chat box? I use some function, you have to use some other function for doing it. We have used that earlier. Please solve this and write this code in the chat box. I'm waiting for your reply. Please solve this based on the first one. Now you need to calculate the total asset value only for those assets whose value is more than 10 lakhs. So try to solve this. And post your code in the chat box. You're showing Sanjay that it is showing error. Okay, I'm putting it in on the sheet on the Word at first, so that at first I can arrange it as per the new line. Just correct me somewhere if I have done it wrong. I guess this is what you have written, right, Sanjay? No, what you are trying to do, you are trying to transfer the value of AP, D, and NP in these cells, right? So in these three lines, you are having the problem because you have written the opposite. What you are trying to override the data of these variables with the data that you have in F15, 16, and 17. Okay, so what I am doing now, I am just writing the correct code for you. Just check this. I hope you understand these three lines are not correct. You need to write it in this way. So this is your correct code. Please note. Do this, Sanjay, and just confirm if it is working for you now. It's working, right? Sanjay, I hope you understood. Okay. So it's working now. Okay, so now please, how to do this part, please do it and post it in chat box. Yes, Keshav, thank you. Please solve this. I am asking you to solve this now. I have shown you how you can utilize the worksheet function to find out the total, apply the sum function. Similarly, for the second one, what you need to do, it will be mostly like this. The only thing is instead of sum, it will be sum if. So try to write the code for it. Please do this. So I am getting a button here to do that calculation. Okay, so I double click on this. Has anyone posted tried the code? Okay, you're working. Yeah. Okay, Sanjay. Yes. Are you trying this code? No one has responded yet for that particular question. So I'm writing it. So what we need to do is I'm just taking a variable, say C equals to worksheet function dot. We have some if here, so I need one sum if, and the method is same. First, you need to give the data range. So I am giving range as say B19 colon. I'm having only very less data, so I'm increasing it by 1. Okay, and then I need to give the condition. So condition is what? Greater than 10 lakhs. Fine. And then I need to display the result in B20, sorry, 24 equals to C. Okay. Now let us see if it works. So I need to give some data here more than 10 lakhs. So I have two data here, which is more than 1 lakh. One more asset I am adding here, say vehicles, although it is not an asset. Say anyway. So I'm writing vehicle for the time being, and here suppose I'm writing the value as say less than 10 lakhs. So I'm writing it as say 8 lakhs. Okay, so now when I calculate this 8 lakh should not be part of it, right? So it should be same as my previous result, that is 39 lakhs 80,000. So I calculate on this. It is taking. Okay, wait a minute. What have I written in the code? Let me just check. $10 lakhs I have written. So it is taking up the values. Oh, sorry, it is 9,50,000 and it is 2,33,000. Yeah, so perfectly fine. So all the three values are less than 10 lakhs. Only this is more than 10 lakhs. So that is why 28 lakhs has come. If I make some changes here, suppose I add 1 0 here. So then if you calculate now, see, automatically it is adding these two, 28 plus 23. So that comes to 51 lakhs. So only that is displayed. All right. I didn't count it properly. That's why it came like that. So I'm coming here and just making it 22 so that the range is proper. Okay, so is this okay? Acha, I need to put it on the Word file so that you can see it clearly. So for this, just see, this is the code that I have written. I told you it's a simple code. Just you need to use the SUMIF function for doing it. The way in Excel sheet you do. Similarly, here also I'm using the same format. Okay. So this is the code. Is this clear? Please check this. Okay, so you have done it using auto filter, right? Good, good, very good, Sushmita. So you have some idea about this, right? You have some prior experience of using it. Okay, so this much is okay, I guess. Now going for the next part. So one more question yes, I have put it for the financial function. So in the similar line, you can use it for incorporating the financial calculations also, like say the way we have used it for NPV calculation, IRR calculation, SLN. So simple type of calculations you can try out with that part. Okay, so first let us see doing it for the depreciation calculation. Okay. So say I will do here the depreciation calculation function. So let us do some just do few with this. Achha, when we are using these functions in the VBA coding, one thing you have noticed that is here when we write the function now we are getting the parameters values, right? Surely we are getting that, but we are not getting that what exactly we are supposed to write there. Okay, like say the second argument I am giving the condition, the criteria, so that is not written here. It is just written argument 1, argument 2 like this. So when you are using the functions in Excel, for VBA coding, you should know the sequence of the parameters or the order in which the parameters should appear. Okay, so that you need to mention, otherwise that you need to look after. Automatically it won't come. Say for example, I want to use the depreciation function SLN. So in that case, I need to know that the function parameters are in this sequence: cost, salvage and life. Okay, so here also just to keep it in that order, I'm keeping it right like this so that I can remember and apply it in the function in that way. Okay, नहीं तो else माने it will only show argument 1, argument 2, argument 3. So we don't know that in which order the values are to be provided. So that sequence of the argument, the parameters of the function should be maintained. I hope this part is clear. So let me take the button here for the calculation. So I can write it on this also. So I am taking it as say depreciation SLN. Fine. A little bit size adjustment we need to do. So now here when we click on the depreciation SLN, it will be calculated. So what we need to do, we need to write the function against it, and our cell addresses are B27, 28 and 29. So I come to this part now and I need to write the function. So I am writing say C. Say I can use the variable name as the words also, but the words should be in continuation. There should not be any space in between. So I'm writing say range B. No, I forgot. B27. Okay. Then salvage value, I'm writing sal equals to range, and this is B28. And life in years. Let us assume that the life of the asset is already given in terms of years. If it is not, in that case, we have to make some provision for that recalculation also. So anyway, here I am now calculating the depreciation. So I go to worksheet function dot. Our function name is SLN. So I take that within bracket. Now, as you can see, it is argument 1, argument 2, and argument 3. It is not telling you that in which sequence it should come. So that we need to keep in mind. If you are confused, you please go back to your function wizard, formula wizard. From there, you check the sequence and accordingly you do that. Now I am transferring the value in range B30, I guess. Yes. Okay. So this is how you can do this type of work. So just see the financial function also. Just the way you have used some other mathematical function, you can apply the financial function also over here in this video. As I said, sequence of the argument is not mentioned there when you are using the function or writing the function in VBA code. So that sequence of the argument you need to remember and write. If you write it in different sequence, if suppose I'm writing the sal at first, then life, then cost, but it will put it into that sequence only. Okay. So now I come to anything you want to say? For calculating this value more than 10 lakh, yes, if you want to calculate the value for more than 10 lakhs, then this one you need to write. You need to use sum if, and then this you need to use. So this is the code for this particular question. Understand? Okay, so I hope this is clear, Anuj. And for this SLN calculation, this is the code that we need to write. So first you see the result and then you can come back for the money code. So the cost of the asset is suppose 10 lakh rupees. And the salvage value is say 2,10,000. And life of the asset is suppose 10 years. So now we want to calculate the depreciation. So when you click on that, it will come like this. If you want to cross verify, you can try out with this. You can see this, it is showing you the sequence of the arguments, but in VBA coding, it doesn't show that. Now see, you understand it is, so you can cross verify like this. Okay. So this is how you can write this code. Similarly, you can try it with the other financial functions as well. So I can show you one for IRR calculation also. And then that is it. I think you have got some idea about the VBA coding. I have tried to show you the use of message boxes, input box, and I've tried to show you that how you can pick up the data that is stored on the worksheet, use some mathematical and financial functions over here, right? So now with this, I hope it is clear. So I am going to just use something, one more, say create VBA code for calculating IRR for the given cash inflows and outflows. Okay, so this suppose I want to do. So let us do a little bit for this. So this will be the last part from my side today. If you have any queries, please ask. A lot of as a first day discussion of the coding part, I think you have got the idea. So I am writing the value C 8,000 and then cash inflows. So whatever we are having. So suppose these are the cash outflows and the inflows I have got. And now I want to know what is my rate of return for this. So I can take a budget for this. So I want to take this whole range of data for the calculation and the results will be shown here. So I can just simply double click on this and taking the range now. Okay, I want to calculate the IRR and so I'm taking say R equals to worksheet function dot IRR. And then within this, I want to bring the data from that cell range. My cell range is from B33 to B39. So I need to write that B33 colon B39. So it includes the inflow as well as the outflow, right? And then, oh, one more bracket here. And then I need to transfer the value to that particular cell address. So it should be B40 now. So I'm writing it as B40 equals to R. Okay. So now we cross this, close this, and now I close the design mode also. Click on this and see the data. If you want, you can format the field. So accordingly, if I make some changes here, as I said, you have to make the changes and then recalculate it. suppose there is a difference in the inflows. Now you can see it has changed to 4.8% and so on. So if there is any change, you have to click on the button and get it. Okay. And just one thing, let me just see. It's this. Okay, so what I did is I just wanted to show you one more thing. Everywhere you saw that I have transferred the value in a variable and then that variable I have used here, right? Instead of doing it, I can convert the whole code into just in less number of lines also I can write that. I don't need to always transfer it to a variable and then use it. Okay, so I'm just showing you one sample for it. Like say in this particular question, I have converted and I'm able to convert it into a single row, and a single line. What I did not write a variable name here, but the target cell address directly I wrote. Now, as you have understood this concept, so now you can see I'm transferring it to D, then I'm transferring the value of D to the target cell address. So instead of doing it in two steps, I can also do it in a single step like this. That is, I'm not taking any variable, but directly I am calculating and putting the values in the range and in that particular cell address. So I hope this part is clear. If you do that, many a times, lot of this kind of these lines are redundant because instead of the variable name, I can directly write the cell address. Okay. So I hope you understand this line that instead of writing two lines for it, I can do it in a single line. Okay. So these are the more or less 7 buttons we have created today, work with. So this, I hope it is clear. So thank you. So just a quick recap what we did. We have, I gave you the introduction to VBA coding today. It is not case sensitive. We use basic language here, and as such, no programming background is needed. But yes, the programming conventions, basic convention, that understanding that understanding you need to develop if you're doing it first time and if you don't have any programming background. So surely, little bit you have to learn about the conventions, that is how to write that. But otherwise, you have seen it is quite simple. And indentation here is important whenever you are writing this kind of structured statements. So it is a statement-based coding. And so first we have worked with a message box. So in this manner, you have seen simple message box. We can write like this, or we can write the message box where we can take the input from the user in form of yes, no, or even cancel button you can add. So you can see when you write, you will be able to explore it, I guess. And here we can pick up the values in a variable, the user response. Then we can use the if statement. Condition is this, VB yes or VB no. So when the user clicks yes button, this will be executed. Else, if it is no button, this will be executed. I wrote the message box, but you can also have some calculations embedded like this. Another thing is what I have done is the use of input box. So taking the two inputs from quantity and price, doing the calculation and displaying it in the message box. However, we also want the data to be displayed in the Excel sheet itself. So how we can pick up the data from Excel sheet, that is using the range function, we can pick up the data and we can transfer it using with the help of the variables in between. So you have done you have explored this part also. Then I have also shown you that we can work with the functions that are available on Excel sheets. So under the formula wizard, whatever is available, all those functions we can use here. So for that, we need to use the object worksheet function dot, and then we get the list. The only thing is the parameter of the function, that parameter name you will not get. So you should know that what is will be the sequence of the parameters, the arguments that you are passing. Okay, so a few examples like use of sum function, sum if, and then we have done the depreciation calculation simple and also the IR. Okay, so I hope this part is clear and you found it interesting. And so I stop here today. Have a very good day. If you have anything, you can write in the chat box. I am here for 1 more minute. Tomorrow I plan to take the revision class for MS Word. So it would be better if you go through the MS Word syllabus today. Just go through the syllabus and see if there are certain areas on which you want rediscussion. And I will also definitely be doing the rediscussion in my own way. If you give some suggestion of the topics, so that would be helpful. So if you please go through the syllabus once and tell me your doubt areas, it would be good. Okay, so I stop here. Thank you so much.